In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that I do instead of New Year resolutions. Every single year, people put a lot of pressure on themselves, including myself. But I've since learned that, whatever pressure I'm putting on myself, I have control over it. And if I truly want to have a productive and a successful year, I really should take a different turn. So I started doing the 5 things I'm going to be sharing with you in this video instead of having a New Year resolution. At the beginning of every year, we all put pressure on ourselves. We literally put our life on the chopping board and say, oh, this is what I want to achieve this year. This is my New Year resolution. That is my New Year resolution. In the long run, we end up not achieving anything. And the reason is because we put so much pressure on ourselves, and sometimes the things that we decide that we want to achieve yearly is not realistic. It doesn't take into consideration the circumstances of our life. In fact, in this video here, I shared why your goals don't get achieved, especially the ones you set at the beginning of the year, because you have all of the frenzy, you have all of the excitement in your body and all of that. And one of the reasons why this happens is because we do not consider where we are right now in our life and where we want to go before we make a lot of these quick decisions, because it is the new year. So I realized that for me to stop putting pressure on myself and for me to actually be achieving the result that I really want, I had to do something differently. So I'm going to share with you in this video what I do differently, 5 things that I do differently instead of a New Year resolution to ensure that I have a very successful and productive year. The first thing that I'm going to share with you guys is to establish quarterly goals. Now, the one big problem with New Year resolutions is that people focus on this big thing that they want to do for the next 365 days. 365 days that is not under your control, that things can happen that you didn't plan for. For example, look at last year. Who planned for COVID? Who planned for us to be at home for the longest period of time? So let me give you an example with last year. Assuming you planned that every single work day of last year, you were going to go to the gym. Now, COVID happened and then by March, we were locked down in the house. That means that whatever that gym goal was at the beginning of the year already got truncated by the 3rd month. What happens? You start to feel like a failure, right? And then when you start to feel that way, to even think about ways to actually maneuver things and then adjust things becomes a problem, because your mind is fixated on this one big thing that you want to achieve for the next 5 days. So instead of you to make decisions like that, plan for each quarter, right? 3 months is short enough for you to be able to say, okay, I can deal with this in these 3 months. And when you're doing these quarterly goals, don't forget to think about the circumstances of your life. Think about the help you can get. Think about the things that are the factors in your life that contribute to you achieving this result. Because don't just pick up and say, because somebody else is saying they want to do this, you think it's such a nice goal, then you jump on it too, and then you start to beat yourself about it. Remember, you don't control what happens in the next 365 days. In fact, in the next 1 hour, you don't control what happens. So how about you give yourself that chance to say, okay, in 3 months I want to try and achieve this, and then by the end of 3 months you measure. When you measure, you say, okay, I was able to do this, I was able to do this. Then you refine from there and keep going. That way, there's a good feeling and a good vibe that comes with being able to achieve something. When you achieve it, you have the energy, the ginger to continue is there. So instead of this long 1-year goal, I always do quarterly goals. And from my quarterly goals, I also break it down further to monthly. So based on this quarterly goal, every single month in this quarter, this is what I can achieve. This is how much I can do. That way, I build the momentum month by month, so that at the end of 3 months, I would have done so much towards achieving that goal that I'm still going to come back and say, okay, the next 3 months again, based on this big thing, this is what I want to do. So consider doing quarterly goals instead of the big audacious New Year resolutions. That has really, really worked for me, and I hope it does for you too. So the second thing that I do instead of a New Year resolution to have a successful year is to choose my words. Now I'm going to explain. So instead of focusing on this big thing I want to change or this big thing I want to do, I simply just sit back and say, this is one word that I would like to be able to describe this area of my life with by the end of the year. And then I focus on that word. So I focus on that word and make the word like a stamp, like my motto. So for example, last year, one of the things I wanted to do was to be more intentional in my relationship with God. I wanted to be more helpful. I wanted to be more thoughtful. You know, I wanted to actually, you know, also be more empathic. So I started to pay attention to the things I was doing, because I had these words. These words were things that I wrote down in places that I could easily see them, so that whenever I'm doing things and I'm, you know, falling out of track, I can see them. You know, I have them in cards around my office space, and then I have them on my phone. You know, I put them on Canva, put them on like a sheet, and then I use like my phone wallpaper. So it became my motto, it became my wallpaper. And by the end of the year, even though a lot of things happened that didn't allow me to be, you know, to explore and be able to do all of that, but the fact that I had that word, you know, I was always very conscious. I was very, very intentional about it. You know, at every opportunity I had to be able to be that person, to be that helpful person, to be that thoughtful person, to be that compassionate person, I was able to do it because I had that word inched down in my mind. So pick a word. Ask yourself, how would I want to describe my finances at the end of the year? Do you want to call it abundance? Do you want to call it, you know, being broke? God forbid, we will not be broke. But I mean, pick that word that resonates with you, that you know that by the end of the year, if you write it down in your journal, you will be able to say, I did well. So pick that word. For this year, I picked my word for different areas. So another thing that I want to share is, write down different areas of your life, and then write down the words that you want to use to describe each area, right? Or if you are, you know, if you think that one word is all you need to describe every single area of your life, which I think is not very efficient, you know, go ahead, but just have a word. Try it out. Have a word that you want to describe your life within the next 3 months, and even see, you know, you will see that because you have that word in your brain, in your subconscious, every single thing you are doing about that particular thing, that particular area of your life, you will keep getting a reminder in your brain that, oh, this is not what I plan to do, you know, at this time. That word did help me last year. It has helped me since I discovered it and started doing it. And I hope that you find it useful too. The third thing that I do as an alternative to having a New Year resolution is to have a bucket list. Guys, I have a bucket list. You know, having something to look forward to doing is an instant mood booster. You know, it could be anything. What you need to do is this: each year, create a 12-month calendar of what is your bucket list per month, right? To make it easy for you, create a 12-month calendar of your bucket list per month. And as you achieve each one, you'll be ticking it. When you are ticking it, you see that joy that comes with accomplishment, achieving something. It will keep you going. And if you notice that maybe because of circumstances around you, your bucket list for this month can't be achieved, it's okay to move it to the next one and move the one that is ahead. Move it backwards based on what your life allows, or what your finances, or whatever it is, the circumstances you find yourself, whatever it allows. But the fact that you have that list helps you to look forward to it. And when you look forward to something, it excites you. It gives you that, you know, mood boosting hormone that helps you stay focused and want to achieve it. This really, really helps me. And like I said, sometimes I'm unable to achieve some things, and I just move them forward, and move some things that are forward, move them backward, just so that I continue to have that ginger, that accomplishment feeling. Nobody wants to feel like a failure. And when you accomplish, you actually feel a lot better. Let me know in the comment section if you've ever had a bucket list that you've achieved that really made you excited about the entire year. Drop the comments. The next thing I'm going to share with you guys, which is number 4, is to start to write a gratitude journal. Guys, see, as little as this may seem, it is a life and a total game changer. It changed everything for me when it comes to, you know, getting the boost, getting the ginger to continue to do. Now, I started writing a gratitude journal after Adenike Oyetunde started the gratitude challenge. You know, I started writing on the paper. We did that challenge for a whole year. We were writing, and then we put in a jar. We did the gratitude jar challenge. Adenike, thank you so much for being such an amazing inspiration. Right, so I moved off from dropping it in a jar and writing, actually sitting down every single day and writing. What am I thankful for? Now, what does this do for you? It helps me to see progress. It helps me to see progression. Now, my gratitude journal is the number one thing I bring out when I want to do a monthly review or a quarterly review. I bring it out and I list out, look at the things that I was able to achieve. Because the truth is, it's so easy for us to fall into this trap of performance that we start to forget the grace and, you know, the kindness that God has, you know, how kind God has been to us throughout the year, or how kind He has been to us throughout the month or throughout the quarter. So I started writing a gratitude journal, and it changed my life. So I will sit down, and then because I already know what I want to do per quarter and per month, I'm able to sit down every day based on my daily activities. I'm able to sit down and say, I was able to achieve this towards achieving this big goal quarterly and towards achieving this big goal yearly. You guys, this thing has changed my whole life. There's no New Year resolution that can beat daily accounting to yourself. And honestly, it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You could use any kind of book as your gratitude journal. It just helps you to keep track of what you're doing, right? And what you're thankful for. Something as little as, you know, you got saved from an accident can be the reason why you want to wake up tomorrow and continue to push ahead for your goals. It made a total difference for me. Give it a try. Just buy a book every single day. If you want to do it per week, do it per week. But I find that doing it daily has really been helpful for me, because then I don't have to be racking my head about, oh, what happened 2 days ago, what happened last week. Every single night before I go to bed, I grab my journal and I just write out, no matter how small. It could be very little. Oh, today this happened, and I'm thankful for this and this towards achieving this and this goal. You know, the fact that you even have the strength to be able to do is something to be thankful for. So I started writing a journal, and it has changed my whole life. Like, it has, no New Year resolution can actually do what my gratitude journal does for me, because at the end of every year, I bring it out. That's like my report card. It's usually like my own report card. That's where my yearly review starts from. And trust me, just opening it and looking through all the things I was able to accomplish and achieve throughout the year gives me a lot of excitement. I've said it before, that achieving stuff and doing things, being accomplished, and, you know, being able to conquer obstacles and goals gives every single human being that dose of dopamine, or what's it called, that just excites us. And I think it is such a profound way, you know, to also spend time with yourself as a human being, to sit down in, you know, and introspect and be able to say, I have done this. Where are we going next? So let me know in the comment section if you have a gratitude journal, or if it's something that you are willing to try out. So if you're wondering how to start a gratitude journal, what you want to do is so easy. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just find a book that you like, that you know that you'll be ginger. When you see it, the cute book is so cute, you'll be ginger to write in it. My own book is a black and white striped book that says notes, and every single night I just grab it and, you know, do all my writing while I'm curling up in bed. I do all my writing, you know, writing while I'm drinking my tea and preparing to go to bed. I do it every single night, and it has really totally changed my life, better than what a New Year resolution will do for me. So I want you to consider doing it. The final thing I'm going to share with you that I do as an alternative to having a New Year resolution, and it has really helped my life, is to remember to take it one step at a time. Guys, we all put this pressure on ourselves to achieve this big thing, and then, you know, we are focusing on it and then trying to stick to this habit that deprive us of any kind of fun or any kind of falling short. Trust me, when things feel too rigid, you end up not continuing. Nobody wants to feel like they are being cramped by this thing that they have to do. Oh, this thing I have to do, this thing I have. No, it's not like that. Look at every single thing that you have to do as a step at a time. If you fall today, wake up yourself tomorrow, remind yourself. I'm going to use one common example: fitness. The day that people stick to their diet and they don't eat food, or they're literally breathing in air as food and they're losing the weight, the moment they go out and they mistakenly eat chocolate, one piece of chocolate or anything, they start to beat themselves up so badly to the point that they don't end up doing anything again because they feel like a failure. No. It's not a life sentence. That one day has gone. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another opportunity to make a difference. Tomorrow is another opportunity to do it right. Remember, every single day you will get better. Focus. That's what I do. I'm always focused on Toyosi. What can you do better today than you did yesterday? So look at it as a daily thing, something that you're doing one step at a time, one day at a time, so that you continue to have daily energy to push you to do the next thing, instead of feeling constricted, or what's the word, feeling like you're in a box and you cannot even wriggle out, or you cannot even move one hand, that at the end of the day you just give up and be like, you know what, now fat, I don't feel keep person. You understand? So think about it as something that you have to gradually improve upon. Whatever it is that you want to do, ask yourself, this thing, how long is it going to take me realistically? How can I improve upon it daily? That way you will continue to have, constant supply of energy, constant supply of excitement to continue to push, right? Instead of just saying, oh, it has to be this way or nothing, this way or nothing. I've been in that place before where I really put my fitness on the chopping board and be like, okay, I'm going to stick to this habit for the whole year, this day, and the days that I fall short, guys, I beat myself up so bad that, trust me, if I'm not careful, another 1-2 weeks, I am still eating rubbish, because I feel like a failure. I feel like I've failed myself, and that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't. And these are the reasons. These are the small reasons why we can't. A lot of people can't stick to New Year resolutions, because they are so open-ended, they are so big, and they are so unrealistic sometimes, because we don't consider the things that may happen in the year that we don't have control over. So how about you look at that thing you want to do as a step in the right direction that you can take daily, right? Daily. Thinking about my goals and things that way has really helped really helped me. It has helped me cure overwhelm, because I used to be really overwhelmed about everything I have to get done. Oh, this big thing, I have to get this done, I have to get that done. No, but now I'm like, what can I do today that will propel me towards the direction of achieving success in this thing? That has been a massive game changer for me in my productivity and in my achievements, in doing all of the things, all of my expressions, all of the things that I get to do in my day-to-day life. I hope you find this video useful, guys. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed, and turn on notification bell so that whenever I put up a new video, you'll be the first to know. I am at Gregory-Jonah on all social media platforms. Hit the follow button and let's connect. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.